Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. So today, as you can see by the title, very exciting video. Today we're going to be comparing the original, just OG Tarte Shape Tape compared to the brand new Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. I'm having a really hard time saying Ultra Creamy Concealer Tarte Shape Tape. I do have both of them in the exact same shade, and I did put them on my face. You guys still don't know which side is which, but I did kind of read you guys the claims, put them side by side, tested them out, see if one's better than the other. Do you need to get this? Is it just as good? Is it even better? And I also compared the Ultra Creamy to the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer because I do think that they sound similar, so I did demo you guys that. So today you're going to find out which one you need and if there is a dupe for it. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Really quickly, like the last video, I won't take up much of your time. If you guys could just pause and read this and help your girl out, I would really appreciate it. I will put the link in the description if you guys would like to write a message about how you like my content. It would really help me out a lot. Thank you guys so much. On to the video. Okay guys, so first we're gonna read the claims. We're gonna compare them a little bit to the Tarte Shape Tape, the original, and of course then we will do application. So the first thing I'm noticing is that in Ulta, the Ultra Creamy, the new one, has 35 shades and the original only has 30 shades. So I believe there's 5 extra shades. They are both $27 and it's the exact same packaging. I'll show you guys a close-up in a second. So on Ulta it says that this is Tarte's iconic Shape Tape Concealer, but now even creamier with a cushiony formula that delivers 24-hour moisturization. It is formulated with a built-in eye cream. It has the pigment power of your favorite concealer, but more hydrated. Full coverage, naturally moisturizing matte finish that doesn't cake or settle in lines. It is infused with nourishing prickly pear, hyaluronic acid, ginseng, vegan squalene, meadowsweet, avocado, mango, and shea butter. The cushion tape technology helps smooth and reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles, and it delivers a 12-hour crease-proof and waterproof wear. It's essentially supposed to be Tarte Shape Tape, just creamier for people that complain about Tarte Shape Tape being too drying. I did purchase this myself, by the way. It did come in like this. I do have the shade medium. I have a lot of different shape tapes, but my go-to shade is medium. Here's a little side by side. The only difference is of course the name, and then the actual lid is a little bit of a lighter purple color. So they do say that the shades are the same. So if you're medium in Tarte Shape Tape, you should be medium in Ultra Creamy. For some reason, the Ultra Creamy looks a little bit lighter, but there's not that much of a difference. Same doe foot applicator, same amount of product. I mean, it's all essentially the same thing. It's kind of like the Camo Concealer from e.l.f., but the hydrating version is the way I see it. So what I'm gonna do is put on some foundation. I'll zoom you guys in and we can test out each concealer on each side of the face, see how it looks, then set it with a powder, and then I will give you guys my final thoughts. I also did a demonstration comparing this one with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I will put that clip at the end of this video to give you guys like my overall final thoughts. Okay, so I did put on the Morphe Filter Effect Foundation. I'm in the shade Medium 16. This is more of a medium natural coverage, so I do still have acne that I can cover up with the concealer. So first I'm going to apply the regular Tarte Shape Tape. Again, this is the shade medium. I personally love Shape Tape. I do have normal to dry skin. I know that for some people it's too drying, but for me, Shape Tape is one of those things that I always have to have. I may not use it every single day, but I always need to have it in my kit because it's just like my go-to high coverage concealer. It's just so good, and honestly sometimes I use just this concealer and like powder foundation and I'm good to go. So I am a fan of the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna like the creamy one better. I am gonna be using the same sponge, but I will switch the sides, so don't get it confused. So this is the shade medium. As you guys can see, it's not gonna do a lot of brightening, but I just love this shade because it covers everything so well without giving me like a white look under the eyes. I do have the shade Medium Sand, which is a little bit lighter, but since I did get the shade medium in the new concealer, I wanted it to be the same shade. So this is what that looks like. As you can see, I mean, it just covers everything and it looks really seamless. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the other one on this eye. So again, Tarte Ultra Creamy in the shade medium. I'm gonna put around the same amount that I put of the other one. So about that much, and then about that much. Because something that I love about the regular Tarte Shape Tape is that it does last a really long time because a little bit goes a long way. So this is the dirty side. I'm gonna use a clean side. Okay, so off the bat, it's blending out super, super quickly, like very easily. Okay, so that is it blended out. Looks pretty similar, actually. The only thing I will say is that my under eye does look a little bit more dewy on the Ultra Creamy, but it looks very, very similar. It seems like it's giving me a similar amount of coverage, so that's good because what I love about Tarte Shape Tape is the coverage, and I didn't want to lose any of it with the creaminess. As of right now, it just looks a lot dewier under the eye, as you can see. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm gonna use my favorite powder to set both of my eyes. It is the Hailey's Beauty Retouch Powder. I don't like to bake or use a lot of powder under the eyes, so I'm just gonna do a light dusting like I normally do. You know, if you have under eye creases, you're gonna crease. But even though both concealers are settling in my under eye creases, I will say that the creamy one is not as noticeable, whereas the regular Tarte Shape Tape is just more noticeable of the product buildup in my eye creases. So that's pretty cool that the new one is looking a little bit smoother in that sense. Just a little bit of powder. The thing about Tarte Shape Tape is like once you set it, you forget it. Like it's gonna stay there and it's bulletproof. But yeah, this is definitely creasing a lot less, so that's really nice. Same amount of powder. Okay, so now we are set for both. Here's a little close-up. Let me know if you guys see any differences. I know it's very hard to see that on video, but that's why I have this mirror to like really look under there. Now that I set it, it does look very different under my eyes, which is very odd. You can tell that the creamy one is a lot creamier, but I don't know. I personally kind of prefer how the regular one looks better under my eyes, just because since it is not that creamy, it's a little bit smoother with a powder. I feel like the other eye, since it's so creamy, sometimes very like dewy products with powder don't go together that well. It doesn't look bad at all. It just, now I'm just noticing that I prefer how the product looks with powder under the eyes, but without powder, I do prefer the Ultra Creamy. So Tarte Shape Tape definitely covers all my blemishes. So I'm gonna try to cover all my blemishes with this one, with the new one, and see how that goes. And I don't ever use that much product with the regular Tarte Shape Tape. Okay, so I covered everything pretty good. What my conclusion is kind of becoming is that it does look a lot prettier without powder. So this to me just looks more natural, and you could probably get away with being more natural with it, even though it does have a lot of coverage. Since it's not super matte, it looks more natural. But the Shape Tape is still very much more foolproof. Like if you want a perfect makeup face, I definitely think that the Tarte Shape Tape just looks more, it just looks better under my eyes, to be honest. I understand that not everybody has my under eyes, so if you do have very, very dry under eyes, I still think this looks really good. But if you do have like normal under eyes and you do like Tarte Shape Tape, I don't necessarily think that you need this unless you do like using it on your face, because I personally love using Shape Tape sometimes, not as foundation, but I do apply a little bit extra and I kind of blend it out throughout my whole skin. So I think that's what I'm gonna use this for. But as far as like bulletproof coverage, I definitely think Tarte Shape Tape takes the cake on that. I'm gonna keep thinking about this while I do the rest of my makeup, and I also do have a demo of applying this next to the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. Okay guys, I'm back. After doing my makeup, letting it settle a little bit, I'm looking at my under eyes, and to be honest, Tarte I can't say anything today. Tarte Shape Tape Original just looks more flawless. I do think that with the creamier version, you do give up a little bit of that coverage actually. After setting it, you kind of can tell that it's more of a medium to full rather than like full, like regular Tarte Shape Tape. But I do think that if you had very dry under eyes and you kind of tend to stay away from powder, I do think that you would like it. Now, here's why I like it, but I wouldn't repurchase. Because I actually did test it next to the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. If you guys are wondering, I do have the shade Medium Sand in the e.l.f. shade, and it actually went pretty well. It's a little bit darker than the Ultra Creamy. Once I blended it out and set it with powder and let it sit and settle, I noticed that they're very comparable. And as most of you guys know, I do really like the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It's one of my favorites, which makes sense because I do like this new creamy version of the concealer. So I do like it, and I think it's really pretty, but I do think it's very dupeable. Now, I know that there are some dupes of the Tarte Shape Tape, but at the end of the day, I personally don't think that there's like an exact dupe. I think there's a lot of comparables, but at the end of the day, like, I will always have Tarte Shape Tape with me. I want to show you guys my addiction to Tarte Shape Tape. This is how many I currently have in my drawers. Yeah. So I obviously really like it, but I understand why they came out with a creamier formula. I feel like this is a way that Tarte definitely listened to their customers. So I do like it. I do recommend it. If you don't have the budget for it, I do think that the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer is very, I mean, they almost look the same. And this is $6 and this is $27. I mean, it really just depends on what you're looking for. Just know that if you do like the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, then you're probably gonna like this. But if you do like the Tarte Shape Tape for how flawless and the coverage, like the coverage that it gives, I don't think that you'll prefer the Ultra Creamy. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Comment down below, let me know if you like Tarte Shape Tape, and also if you're thinking about picking this up or not. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.